It's panic chamber time. We're talking Denver Broncos. We're talking Jeudy. And the question I have for every single one of you is, are you panicking on every single one of the Broncos, or are there certain players that you're okay drafting because of the cost of entry? We're going to break down all the Broncos panic chamber style. The fantasy football show begins right now.
Live from the fantasyfootballshow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
You are entering the panic chamber, brought to you by Grindhouse. Vintage movie tees and hoodies. You are entering the panic chamber, brought to you by Grindhouse.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be live drafting today. We will be first embarking on a panic chamber episode like we do every single Tuesday. And this particular episode is going to be, I want to say it's going to be a mixed bag with some of you, because I believe there are a lot of Russell Wilson potential believers. I don't think that will be the biggest problem today, the biggest pushback I may or may not get. And maybe I don't get as much as I anticipate. But the bigger pushback, I think, will come in the form of Jeudy, because he has a draft value that is insanely risky, in my opinion, in that fourth round territory, which for me is way, way, way too costly. I'm not going near it. I don't like the value whatsoever. And for me, is the quality of the stream a little bit blurry today? I'm not sure if maybe I got to change to my different internet connection, because it looks like it's a little bit blurrier than normal, but we'll see if we can ramp that up. But we're going to jump right into the panic chamber, followed by a live draft. Let me pin that link to the live to the Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty link, so you guys can get into this draft as soon as the panic chamber is over. Here is the link right now. And there it is. Gonna be a tough stream as a Bronco fan, says Alex. Alex, I'll try to be just as kind as I can to your Broncos. And I will start off by saying that I do believe you have a really, really good head coach in place. I just don't know that every head coach, I mean, look how good Bill Belichick is. We could sit here and pretend like a coach like Sean Payton or Bill Belichick can turn around any team at any moment and any point in time. I don't know that it's going to happen that fast in Denver. I don't know that Russell Wilson is the quarterback that he once was under Pete Carroll. I feel like he's got a shot. I'm going to pin that link right now. That link has been pinned right there. So jump on into that, or click that link and sign up and get ready, because if you're not signed up and ready to roll, you will not get into the Underdog Fantasy Draft, because it will fill up very, very quickly. So please click that link. Minimum of $10 is all Underdog requires. So $10, they'll match up to $100 in your first deposit. So if you do $10, they'll give you $10. If you do $100 and it's your first time, they'll match it. You have $200. Got the IG notification. YouTube always missing them. Yeah, it's weird how YouTube does it, especially if they're like back-to-back live streams. They tend to not let people know. So let's get into the panic chamber and let's start digging into these players. So number one, first and foremost, we'll start with the quarterback. We'll start with the gunslinger. We'll start with the person that could be responsible for the entire unraveling of the Denver Broncos 2023, and that's Russell Wilson. And I understand that there's going to be some pushback to this, saying they think that Sean Payton's the guy. He's going to turn things around. And I very much believe he is the guy to do this if he had the potential tools at his disposal. But like Bill Belichick and Mac Jones, I don't think Bill can just turn turn crap into gold over in New England. And if he would have gotten his hands on Lamar Jackson, something that was totally doable, something that should have happened, something that I literally blame Bill Belichick, because, and maybe there's some stuff that happened behind closed doors we don't know about, but I blame Bill Belichick, who was basically green-lighted to go get Lamar by his owner, and his owner went on record saying it's up to Bill, and Bill didn't do anything about it. I feel very similar about this not similar that Sean Payton had much control over changing quarterbacks, but I mean, I feel very similar in that, like, Bill was a quarterback away from turning his team around. Maybe he would have went after DeAndre Hopkins. I think that would have been an amazing pairing. But I feel like Sean Payton's that coach. If he got his hands on a Lamar, if he got his hands on an Aaron Rodgers, if he got his hands on a quarterback that was not Russell Wilson, a player I've lost all hope in until he proves it and earns every bit of respect back from me, I don't owe him anything. I don't have to decide to bank on him bouncing back just because I like Sean Payton. What I saw out of Russell Wilson last year felt like the point of no return Russell Wilson. The craziness that is Russell Wilson, the way he is in his headspace, the imaginary friends on the field. He calls huddles his blue 45 to imaginary people. He gives imaginary high fives. I don't know. Like, you could say, Smitty, this is weird that is guiding you on whether he's got bounce back potential, but I just can't see my leader doing things like he's doing. He's a weird guy. And I don't know that it's hard to jump back and bounce back from such a blow to your confidence, to your ego, to your momentum. And Sean Payton's like a no frills, no nonsense guy. Russell Wilson was bringing his entourage into the locker room, just ruling the nest. And Hackett had no control over the situation whatsoever in Denver. And Sean Payton's a very different coach. Now, maybe all of that no-nonsense, disciplinarian type mentality can revamp Russell Wilson's, like, trajectory, or whatever you want, however you want to define this. Rebound his fall from grace, however you want to say it. But all I know is that I was so extremely disappointed. And then you mix in the fact that missed 10 gifted memberships. Round of applause. Oh, God, look at Double A dropping 10 gifted memberships. Double A to the moon.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
I'm wearing my Grindhouse gear, by the way. I'm wearing my Grindhouse shirt. Grindhouse, baby. Grind. Well, show's not over. Don't worry. Show's not over. Wearing my Grindhouse apparel. Jake dropping the $10 hauler, or the $2 hauler, to remind me about the 10 gifted memberships from Double A. Double A, appreciate you doing that. Like, bottom line for me is this. I'm looking at Russell Wilson as a total project, not some sort of, I'm going to grant him some sort of leniency for his, amazing play in years past. He's not with his coach where he rose up and became somebody nobody saw coming but your boy. Put him on the bold predictions, by the way, that year. Went on NBC Sports Radio and said Russell Wilson. People said Russell Wilson who? And he became a fantastic fantasy quarterback. I saw something then. For me to turn around and not believe in him anymore says something, because I honestly feel like you won't find anybody that said greater things about him. And I said it on NBC Sports Radio. Russell Wilson is, until further notice, a total avoid for me. So how in good conscience can I say go after Jerry Jeudy when Jerry Jeudy's ADP is climbing into crazy territory, 4th round range? Jerry Jeudy does not belong in the 4th round. He has no business being in the 4th round. Jerry Jeudy is one of the bigger risks in fantasy football in the 4th round. And you may disagree with me. You may say, Smitty, I don't agree, Smitty. I like Jerry Jeudy. He's a talented guy, great route runner. We've been talking about this for a while. We've been talking about Jerry Jeudy breaking out for a while. And the truth of the matter is, Sean Payton has been open-minded to trading him, not able to get rid of him, but open-minded to trading him all offseason long. Him and Cortland Sutton have not been safe whatsoever. They've been on the trade block, or at least, in conversations about being traded, conversations I believe to be true, all offseason long. And I want no part of 4th round Jerry Jeudy. In fact, if you put Jerry Jeudy in the 5th round, you removed him from the 4th round and placed him in the 5th round, ADP wise, moved him 12 whole spots from his ADP. And right now his ADP is, let me pull it up exactly and tell you, but on Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty, where we're drafting here in just a short amount of time. The link is in the live chat. Make sure you click that link and sign up ahead of time so you aren't scrambling to get in and you don't get into the draft. They'll match up to $100 in your first deposit. That link is in the description pinned. That link is in the live chat of every video. If you're watching the replay and you're like, I want to get into one of those drafts later, Smitty, click the link in the description. But Jerry Jeudy has an ADP of 40 overall. He is wide receiver 21. Do you know who's one spot above him on the wide receiver ADP rankings? Do you know? Let me just take a little screenshot of this and send it to my screen so that we can discuss it. And you can tell me which one of these players does not belong. Which one of these players does not belong in this tier that I'm going to, I don't know, put a bracket around. This tier player right here is just, there's somebody in here that does not belong, and I want you to point it out to me and let me know. Let me drag this over onto my screen here. There we go. Isaac became a member. Right here. So I'm looking at this. Christian Watson, 39.7. Jerry Jeudy, 40.6. DeAndre Hopkins. We don't even know where Hopkins is going. I want Hopkins over Jerry Jeudy every single time. Drake London, 3 spots, three spots exactly, pretty much, past Jerry Jeudy. McLaurin, I want McLaurin over Jerry Jeudy. DJ Moore, I want over Jerry Jeudy. Kirk, I can take Kirk. I can let him go. I don't hate Kirk, but I just think with Ridley emerging, Ingram, there's going to be a lot of mouths to feed. I don't know that Kirk is going to for sure return his value. I don't hate Kirk at 48 overall. I'm just telling you he's not like one of my favorite picks in that territory. Jahan Dotson over Jerry Jeudy. Hear what I'm saying. I draft Jahan Dotson. Clearly, I don't take him at 40. His ADP's like 70. I would, if I had Jerry Jeudy and I'm in a dynasty league, a redraft league, doesn't matter, and I know that I can't get more, this owner is going to literally trade me straight up. I would trade Jerry Jeudy in a millisecond for Jahan Dotson. In a millisecond. Without a hesitation. And this guy's going, Jerry Jeudy, about 30 ADP slots ahead of Jahan Dotson. Madness to me. Absolute madness to me. Not going near it whatsoever. So I guess you can kind of guess where I'm headed with this. Patrick, I'm okay with Patrick. Tim Patrick is getting rave reviews to the degree that he's being talked about as the potential wide receiver 1 eventually in this system. Mims, I didn't even put Mims on here. Mims, his value is so late. You don't have to worry about putting him in the panic chamber. I mean, the one thing we got to keep in mind is at some point this team's going to be down and throwing the football. So Patrick and Mims don't bother me. Those guys actually have pretty good ADP value. Javonte, if he's in round 7, he's not in the panic chamber. If he was in round 5, if he climbed up into round 5 because of some sort of news that said he's definitely going to be ready for week 1 right now, when we've gotten mixed signals the past update from Sean Payton. In the same press conference interview, Q&A with reporters, Sean Payton said that Javonte looks like, we're hopefully he's going to start, be ready for week 1. And then in the same set of sentences said, we're hoping he's not on the PUP, and I probably won't tell you one way or the other anyway. So we know for a fact that it's confusion, it's chaos, it's ambiguity in terms of Javonte's availability. Even if we hear something from a beat reporter tomorrow, if it's positive, he'll probably climb anyway. But we know down deep that we have no clue because Sean Payton won't tell us. Javonte Williams is fine because right now you can get him in round, hopefully 7. Dulcich, I'm not going to put him in the panic chamber because his ADP is low enough that I don't think there's a concern because, like I said, at some point you're throwing the football. At some point you have to throw the football, and Dulcich is looking like he's got an ADP right around. Let me pull it up and find it. Dulcich is going right around Dalton Schultz. I'm fine with that. Above Cole Kmet, I'd rather have Cole Kmet. Tyler Higbee, Dulcich above Tyler Higbee, sure. Irv Smith, I like Irv Smith, but I don't hate Dulcich about him. Laporta, I could understand someone being, curious about a rookie and not wanting to potentially go over to that situation. But yeah, I'm not mad at Dulcich. I'm not mad at Javante's ADP. I'm not mad at Mims. I'm not mad at Patrick. But these three gentlemen right here are 100% complete avoids for me. I won't touch them. I won't go near them. I have no idea why people are, to be honest with you. There's no reason. You have no business drafting Jerry Jeudy in the 4th round when you have Kenneth Walker, Joe Burrow, Jahmyr Gibbs, Drake London, sometimes Christian Watson. You have no business looking in the direction of Jerry Jeudy in the 4th round 2023 fantasy football. You have no business. In fact, you take a lap if you're taking Jerry Jeudy in round. On my watch, you're taking a lap. And for that reason, I'm closing the panic chamber doors on all three of Courtland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, 2 receivers that they've been trying to potentially trade or be open-minded to trading because they don't necessarily want them there. And Russell Wilson, you are in the panic chamber, young men. And on that note, we're heading over to draft. So we're going to kick off drafts right now. Ladies and gentlemen, right on screen. Let me put this over in the corner here for you guys that want to know what the topic is or what the topic was. That's going to be right here, all screen or all show. And if you guys have a question, you can dial in a second. Here is the draft app right here, Underdog Fantasy. The link is in the live chat pinned. The link is in the description of every video. So please click that link right now and make sure you're signed up and ready to go. These spots will go very, very rapidly. What we're going to do, don't click on anything yet other than to navigate over to Chihuahua. So if you're on the Underdog homepage or home screen on the app, you're going to see these cards under featured. Okay, you need to be on lobby, you need to be on home at the above tabs. So you're on lobby, you're on home, you see Best Ball Mania, you're going to swipe over to Chihuahua, click it, but don't click the green button yet. All you guys jump ahead and you just jump in. It's $250K to first place. $250K in prizes, $25,000 to first place, $15,000 to second, and so on. And it's 1 QB, 1 super flex, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 flex that can be a wide receiver, running back, or tight end, and then it's a 1 single tight end and 12 bench spots. Okay, so click the green button right now. There's about a 5-second YouTube delay. I'm going to wait a couple of seconds. I'm going to click the button right now. This has 4 more spots to join. That means that 4 of you will get in right now, and a couple of you might have just clicked right beforehand. So we're waiting for all of you to jump in. Once this sucker is full, it will count down 60 seconds. If you missed it, all you got to do is join a draft alongside of us. If you joined a draft and you're not in our draft, don't fret. You can apply a lot of the logic we talk about. Sometimes it's even better to be in a draft alongside of us at the same time. That way you can apply a lot of the logic to your own draft without the impact of snipage. Or a lot of you, what's been happening lately, a lot of you are in the draft right before or in the draft right after, and then there's a lot of us in the actual draft that I'm in. And so we're kind of consuming drafts that are back-to-back, and we have a lot of our community in. Rowe became a member. Carter Rowe became a member. Appreciate you, Carter. Are you related to Travis by chance? If you are, you're in good company. Appreciate you, Jake, for dropping that super chat. Phone lines are open.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
All right, this is, as you can see, a good reminder. Don't forget, it's a super flex draft, says Travis. It has all the quarterbacks pre-ranked, so you kind of get a feel that it is super flex, right? I'm drafting from the 10 spot. This is the latest I've ever drafted in. I've been drafting in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 the entire time. Every time I get a top 6 pick, except for this draft with you guys. So it'll be interesting to see who falls to me. Patrick Mahomes goes number 1 to, who is this? Who went? Madrill. The Test, that's our boy. He's at the number 2 pick. Kings from the 3 spot. Travis Rowe in the 4. Hogan in the 5. Double A, smack that like button. Appreciate you. Double A. Thank you for dropping those gifted memberships as well, Double A. You are the man. Jalen Hurts, number 3. Travis Rowe. I'm going to guess Joe Burrow. But, I love Fields too. Smitty, just who starts a new job. You got a new job? Very blessed indeed. That's great news, my guy. Great news. Yeah, Hazel, we went a little late tonight. Smooth Criminal became a YouTube exclusive member. Appreciate that, my man. Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Justin Fields, Justin Herbert, TD Strikers, Ron Navy drafted from the 8 spot. Aaron's in the 7. Speedy's in the 6. Justin Jefferson going to Ron Navy, TD Strikers in that 8 spot. Season 22 is sitting there in the 9. What does he do? I wonder who I'm going to get. This is going to be interesting. Okay, Trevor Lawrence. That would have been who I wanted. So honestly, at this point, looking at the QBs, I'm not really interested in going that route. I'm gonna go Jamar Chase here without much of a hesitation, and kind of roll with I would have rather had Trevor Lawrence, but I like this. I'm not mad at this. Marsman, rock out. What is up, my guy? Tyreek Hill?
Not much. I thought I was able to get in this one, but I don't know what happened.
Rock out. You just admit that you're trying to get in the one alongside of it. Just admit it.
I'm not going to admit it because I thought I was going to get in this time.
All right. Well, did y'all see the new Rodgers handshake with Sauce? I think I've seen part of that, yeah.
Hear about it, Lenny?
Yeah, we did. We broke that on the earlier show. We broke the Dobbs news. We broke all that news. We broke down the Dobbs news. Dobbs doesn't concern me. Dobbs isn't the number 1 wide receiver in Green Bay.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't watch the earlier show. Go back and watch it for all the news for today. What's up, football freaks? What's going on, Anthony? Appreciate you. All right, Alex dialing in. Tua just went. God, that's early. I don't like Tua there. Let's see who's available for me here.
Your spot was.
I don't have a lot of Christian McCaffrey. I'm gonna take the Christian McCaffrey avenue here. I don't have a lot of Christian McCaffrey. Normally I take Bijan, but I got Bijan in like every single league I've done the last, maybe 99% of them the last, I don't know, 100 that I've done. Okay. So let's try a little Jamar Chase and Christian McCaffrey. Let's just see what's up. I do feel like if I had to guess like a line of my own on McCaffrey played games, I feel like I'm leaning toward like 10 or 11. I really have a bad feeling about McCaffrey this year. I do. Hey, Alex, you're live.
Hey, what's up, Smitty? I don't mind your I'm kind of with you on Jeudy. I'm the Broncos fan in the chat.
I'm sorry, bro.
No, I don't mind you with Jeudy because he's really never been consistent. He always gets more hype than he deserves in terms of fantasy. So I'm with you on that part. But I kind of like Russell Wilson. Not like love him. But
why though?
If he falls in like an underdog draft, I don't mind it just
but
because
why?
Like even as bad as he was last year, he was still like QB 20-ish, QB 21 on a like points per game. So if things around him get better, I mean, it's not a super high upside guy, but I could see him being in maybe like a QB 12-ish, 10 to 12.
But
like if everything goes right.
And I'm not saying you shouldn't feel the way you feel. I'm not trying to tell you to take a lap. I'm not saying you can't even change my mind. But I would love to know, if you could explain it, what is a tangible reason you believe Russell Wilson will bounce back, other than they have a good coach there to potentially guide him and mold him and sculpt him. But Like, what do you have tangible coming out of last year that makes you think this guy's going to turn it around? Because, like I said with Bill Belichick in my example, just because Bill Belichick's one of the best coaches ever doesn't mean he can turn Mac Jones into gold. So there will be a time where a good coach can't do anything. He can't maneuver. He only has so much to work with. You can't just give him any quarterback and that quarterback turn into gold just because he's a great coach. So my question is, what do you feel? Do you feel like Russell Wilson needed more discipline and you think it's going to work? But is there anything that like gives you hope? Did you see something? Are you liking what you see in practice? I just want like a tangible reason versus a fandom type nostalgic or I'm hopeful type of reason.
Yeah, honestly, it's partially hopeful, but part of it is the last two games after Hackett was gone. Really, the best upside case is kind of that Hackett was really just that bad. Other than that, there's not too much you can go off of. I mean, the last two games, he was fine. He wasn't incredible, but yeah, you're kind of just hoping that Hackett was the problem, or maybe the receiving core that's always injured maybe doesn't get injured this time. But yeah, I mean, it's not like there's no chance. So I get not liking him because like somebody like Sam Howell, you really don't know. So you could really get, a higher upside where, Russ is pretty capped. But I feel like it's realistic that he's, QB 12 to 15-ish, maybe.
Why is this guy taking 3 QBs back to back? Why is he got to take Aaron Rodgers right there too? I think that's ridiculous. Like,
the super flex drafts are wild.
Yeah, it's just like taking 3 QBs is odd right there. Hold on.
Vulture.
Let's see. I'm gonna go Pollard here and come back around. But what are we?
Not really got that much going 3.
Like I don't need someone to explain to me that the advantage having 3 QBs, but like this guy like Dak Prescott
3 in a row.
Dak Prescott isn't making this like if you get 3 QBs and you do oh, that's the test. Was that the test? That wasn't the test. Had to snag him there. I think you're talking about somebody else. I don't think season 22 is one of our guys. So, T. Higgins, man, I don't know. I got to take a QB here.
What, forfeit?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little early, but I don't mind Jordan Love there. So I got Jamar Chase, Christian McCaffrey, Tony Pollard, Jordan Love. I feel good about it. I think I would have probably got Olave or somebody else, at that 34 if we weren't in our community. But I got to go QB because they're getting scooped up very, very quickly. So
yeah, mine's go the same, but in reverse.
But I love Jordan Love, so I'm not. This might make somebody else feel like they missed, and I don't. Like he can do it. Like this 3 quarterback routine. And I don't know if that's one of us. If it is, I didn't mean to like come down to you hardcore. If anybody is drafting from that season 22 spot, you do you. But my guess is it's not our community. There are people in here who will take like 4 straight quarterbacks. One guy in one of my drafts, they think they're destroying everybody's chances by doing that. You're not. One guy took the 3 like weirdest quarterbacks too. It was like Tua, Dak, no offense, Russell Wilson, and like it was like 4 straight quarterbacks, and not one of them was better than my one quarterback. And I had Jordan Love, and I quietly like Jordan Love better than all 4 of his quarterbacks. So it's crazy to me. Trevor Lawrence and Aaron Rodgers were good, but like, and Dak's okay, but yeah, I don't think season 22 team, whoever that is, I'm sorry again if that's one of you.
Dang, I got sniped Rodgers too.
Yeah, Derek Carr, Ramondre, Breece Hall. Okay, we're going downstream. What's Ron Navy have? TD Strikers has Justin Jefferson, Christian Kirk, Chris Olave, Derek Carr, so he's stacking there. Fields, Speedy's got Fields, Kelsey, Dino, Stevenson. Okay. Joe Burrow, Diggs, Devontae Adams, Breece Hall, to Hogan. Travis Rose got Lamar, Bijan, Amon-Ra, Mark Andrews, Christine DeTest has Josh Allen, Nick Chubb, Garrett Wilson, Gibbs, and whoever gets here. Yeah.
The guy from me took 2 straight QB, so I wouldn't get Rodgers.
Yeah. I mean, look, Rodgers was a good pick by the guy that drafted in front of me, but 3 straight QBs, I don't really, I get the advantage is, Very Blessed says can someone explain why I can't find Superflex? Are you on the main lobby, the main screen, and you're sifting through the cards, or are you going to NFL? Because you probably won't find it under NFL. You got to look at the main lobby under featured. Like, it's just like to do it the way he did it with 3 QBs and Dak being one of them. I'd much rather go a later guy than Dak. Here's Jeudy going to Kings, which I don't know if that's our guy or not. Apologize if it is. But Jeudy in the 5th round is equivalent to like almost the first pick in the 4th round in a non-QB. So let's see who I'm going to have available here. I've got a lot. There's a lot of decent talent still on the board.
Hey, Mick, can I give you a rundown?
Let me get through this stretch of picks real quick, and I'll swing back to you. Hold on 1 second.
No problem.
All right. Let's see here. Wide receiver. I'm on the clock now. I kind of want to go wide receiver. The thing is, though, I could wait. 2 running backs, 1 flex.
We'll take them.
I'm gonna go Kenneth Walker here. So I'm rolling with and with the 2 mandatory wide receivers. This isn't a big deal to go starve yourself for wide receivers as much as it would be in a 3 wide receiver required. And yeah, so okay. Let me pick this, and then you can roll off your team real quick. Hold on 1 second. I don't know who I'm going to grab with this next pick, but there's a couple guys I like. Running backs are still pretty decent. I mean, it's between. I guess I'm going to go.
Wow, come on.
I don't know. I kind of got to go pick it here. I'll go pick it here, I guess. I'll just let it time out on pick it.
Yeah, pick it.
Oh, I had Hopkins queued. Oh, well. That's right. That's okay. My team's still solid. I mean, if I would have went Pickett, I would have been safer. But that's still a very, very good team. Like, if I land Jordan Love and I land, some other quarterback, crazy quarterback rotation or something, I'll be okay. It's really hard to win a Superflex league. Not impossible, but hard to win it when you don't get one of the top 6 or 7 quarterbacks. And if you do it, you got to do it, I think, in a creative fashion. So I'm going to go ahead and swing in a strange way. And you know what? There's a lot of players that are going off the board. A lot of people already have their quarterback position addressed. And the quarterbacks available aren't, like, great. So I'm not too worried about snagging one right now. I like Pickett, but Hopkins fills my wide receiver room nicely. I've got my entire lineup minus tight end and Superflex filled. So Chase, Hopkins, Christian McCaffrey, Tony Pollard, Kenneth Walker, Jordan Love. Feeling pretty good about it. Okay, go ahead, rock out. Let me hear your team. And then interrupting Ian, you can have the floor.
One second, I got a pick coming up. Hold up.
Okay, go ahead, interrupting Ian.
No, go ahead. For like rock out and stuff. It's all good.
Well, he's got to make a pick, so go ahead.
All right, on the spot. Just saying, for Russell Wilson and Lombardi coming in to be the new offensive coordinator, which was the past coordinator for the Chargers. I know him pretty well. Seen him the last 3 years. I mean, like, all he wants to do is just, like, dump off, like, every 10 yards. Just little dink and dunks, 10 yards, 10, 15 yards. And then sometimes, like, a deep one. So, Jerry Jeudy, I mean, like, maybe redraft is, like, a good, if you get him in, like, the 6th, 7th round or something, he's, like, a wide receiver 1, I guess, because he's getting a lot of volume. You know, he's getting a lot of catches. And maybe some touchdowns, but, like, I don't know, man. You know, I agree, you know, panic chamber, you know, like, it's not. I think that panic chamber for, like, pretty much all the receivers, it's all going to be dink and dunks. Unless Russell Wilson, you know, ends up losing some weight, maybe, because reports he's lost like 20 pounds and he's like a new man.
Well, bro, let me stop you there and interrupt you, because you know, you're going on and on about it, and I don't know that I totally agree on that they're gonna dink and dunk, because I mean, they might, but Sean Payton's there now. Like, Sean Payton is gonna potentially want to, you know, do a little more than that, is my guess. But I would say, like, I still don't trust the man that's supposed to do it, regardless if it's dinking and dunking or trying to throw downfield. I do know that the Broncos, you know, have some talent on the team, but I just don't know that Sean Payton can water this plant enough to have it flourish. It potentially could take a year or two, you know.
I agree that they have talent on the team, and so did the Chargers.
Yeah.
With Justin Herbert, who had an arm as a cannon.
Yeah.
And he still couldn't get the ball down the field.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you. It's going to be tough. They're going to fail, like, in my opinion, getting it to Jeudy. But they don't even want Jeudy there, from everything I gather. And maybe some of that's wrong. Maybe some of that's smoke and mirrors. Maybe they were entertaining everything, just, you know, due diligence or whatever. But you don't really do due diligence with players you like and feel very, very comfortable with. Example, case in point, the 49ers, or I'm sorry, the Bengals don't want to trade Higgins. You know, we're not in the business of trading good players, is exactly what, you know, you heard the Bengals talk about, how they talked about in reference to trading of T. Higgins or whatever. I don't think the Broncos want to keep Jerry Jeudy or feel he's capable of being that number one. And again, a lot of buzz about Tim Patrick likely being the number one wide receiver there. You know, a guy.
Or maybe they don't want to keep him because they just can't. Maybe they just really can't feed the guy, and they just want to trade him. I don't know. Maybe it just doesn't fit in their game plan.
Yeah, but I don't think Sean Payton will. I don't think Sean Payton will try and dink and dunk the whole time. I think Sean Payton's going to attempt to do what we both agree he'll fail to do. But you know, I think Javante's the only guy I feel, you know, good enough about. But even that is a tough, you know, sell. Let's see here. I'm on the clock. I guess I go Ritter here. He is the only quarterback really left. I can't stand Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones has a horrible season. So Love and Ritter are not the best QB room. That's actually the worst I've probably had ever in Underdog drafting this year or even last year. I don't think I've ever had a QB room that hasn't had at least a Burrow, or because Burrow and Hurts were going so late last year, I could reach on them and be fine. Superflex is tough. And if you don't get a top 6-7 pick, you are forced to take gambles. And the guy before me taking 3 quarterbacks didn't really screw me up, because I still got a player I really, really liked in Tony Pollard. But it certainly screwed up my potential, you know, thought of Jordan Love and Aaron Rodgers and having both those guys as my secret weapon quarterbacks. But having Love, Ritter, McCaffrey, Pollard, Kenneth Walker, Jamar Chase, DeAndre Hopkins is pretty darn solid. almost on the clock here. You know, I'm tempted to go Mac Jones here just to have 3 QB options, but I can't stand Mac Jones. Let's just see what I have here option-wise. I'm good at wide receiver. Darren Waller. I guess why not? I don't think he's going to do well, but I could potentially pair him with Zappy and have at least a starter, out of that. So I'll probably go that direction. I didn't want to do that. I really wanted to take a different player. I wanted to take a bigger name player, but I feel like given my quarterback situation, that's the safest move for this team to make. And it doesn't feel great, but the rest of the team's lit. So we'll see what it is. Okay, go back to Rock Out. What's your team, Rock Out?
All right, QB, Jordan Love, Sam Howell, running back, CMC, Pollard, ETN, wide receiver, Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, and Dotson.
That's not bad. I like that. Ron Navy, you're live.
Hey, what's up?
What's up? How's your team look?
Let's see what 20 picks Speedy picks before ADP this time.
Yeah, Speedy's just, I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what yeah, I know. Speedy just.
He didn't want to miss Dotson, so he grabbed him 20 picks before his ADP.
Jeez, Speedy.
His ADP's 96, and he grabbed him at 78.
Speedy, you're not doing yourself any service, pal. You're not.
I got Dotson at 82.
I mean, that you guys are both reaching a little bit, but I don't mind reaching for your guys, but you can't. You gotta be careful not to do it on every pick, or you just leave town on the board. But I don't hate it. I've seen him do a lot worse. Ron Navy's team is Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins, Chris Olave, Derek Carr, T.J. Hawkinson, Alexander Madison, Christian Kirk, Jordan Addison. Good. I like some of the players you have. You did natural stacks. Yeah. My team is straight fire minus my quarterback room, which is the most important room, super flex. But I do think it's still pretty solid considering. Jordan Love, I actually really believe in, so I don't think I'm at a deficit at all with one of my quarterbacks. But I do believe Ritter and Mac Jones makes me and I like Ritter to the degree he supports the offense enough for Bijan to explode, Drake London to explode. But as my super flex quarterback in fantasy, Ritter and Mac Jones does make me partially vomit in my mouth. But the question is, do I recover? Do I vomit in my mouth, but then look down and say, whoa, never mind, Look at McCaffrey, Pollard, Walker, Chase, Hopkins. We shall see. Travis Rose on the clock. Tannehill. Let's see what the test has. So the test, you're. I'm not one to talk. You've got a better number 1 quarterback, and you've got, in my opinion, a lesser number 2 quarterback than I do. But who knows? Maybe Tannehill's better than I think. Well, I think everyone stays away from him because I hate him. But you guys pick him if you like him. Pick him if you like him. Don't let me sway you. I'm not gonna take him. I just won't.
He's gonna take him.
I just won't. Aaron's on the clock, then Ron Navy's on the clock. And
yeah. I need running backs, and there's only one running back that I want. That makes sense to me. But I'm not gonna screw you out of them.
No, Ron, you take who you have to. We both play in so many of these. A $4 draft is nothing. You just take the guy.
No, I don't want to hear you.
I would have shook my head briefly, but it is what it is. We're all trying to win the big cash money. I'm gonna pass on him right now. I'm just kidding. let's see who's on the clock here. J-Man, then Dan.
Yeah, Ron gonna hate me. You done the same thing when I have Walker, you let Charbonnet go.
Yeah, but you guys do it. Don't ever feel bad taking a player you want. I'm just telling you now. I might joke around with you.
If I was going, here's the thing. If I was going with my Steelers, which I haven't been with the draft, I want Charbonnet as a back for that week 17 correlation with the Steelers, but I'm not drafting my Steelers in this draft.
Okay, so I won't feel bad taking Pickens here if he's there. Right?
You didn't take Pickens, though.
Well, I'm coming back up, though, and I need a wide receiver.
Oh. Well, except for him.
Now what do I do? Rock out.
Now, you can take him. No.
Oh, he
talked too quick.
He went.
That's why you got sniped just there.
Yeah, well, better
Man took him for you.
better than you being all pissed off about it.
I wasn't going to be pissed off. I just told you that I have.
I know. I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Ron. I'm kidding.
I got tons of Steelers in
Jeez.
previous drafts. I don't need to see them in every single draft.
I guess I'll go Quentin Johnston here. I don't even like Quentin Johnston that much early on, but maybe something happens. Yeah, my team. I'll be honest. I don't love. There's sometimes I walk away from my team and I absolutely love it. I
take that back. I'm gonna grab one Steeler because I like him. He's my boy. I got it.
Yeah, reaching does hurt. Only you guys got to learn how to, in our drafts, use the reaching to your advantage and draft different players you don't normally get a chance to draft. That is probably the best advice I can give you if you're in the middle of a Snipe City draft. Example, I don't take a lot of Travis Kelce. I don't take a lot of Christian McCaffrey. And that's my opportunity to do it when everybody's grabbing these guys that we talk about every day. You just got to use it to your advantage.
Yeah.
Speedy drafts every single show guy. It's hilarious. Speedy, it's okay. You do your thing, but it's like it looks like he's drafting off of the Moon Man Q, the Mars Man Q, the.
Well, he's got a Howe and Dodson correlation because he did.
Where did he take Howell?
He really reached up.
Good God.
I don't blame him. That's really what other? He doesn't have any other correlation on the team.
Well, you know my theory on that. It's not necessarily the make or break. But yeah, Howell was pretty high. I don't know if he does. He go in the 6th round on Superflex? I don't think he does. I don't know.
Depends. He had his mind set that he was going for Howe and Dodson. That's what it was.
Yeah, I saw someone in here. I don't know who said it in the chat earlier. I saw it go by quickly. Someone said something about Baker's gonna surprise in Tampa this year. I forget who said it in the chat, but you were damn right. He's gonna surprise in the not a good way.
Okay, you're lucky.
Is there a player I won't draft even at good value? Well, that's a trick question because if there's a player I really won't draft, there's no good value for him. Usually there's a line in the sand for everybody. Like Devontae Adams. Probably Jimmy G. Devontae Adams, there's a line in the sand where he becomes good value. You know? Here's a question. It says, somebody have a real question. Which will improve significantly first, the Patriots offense or the Cardinals defense? The Cardinals defense is going to be very, very bad this year because if the offense can't move the football, the defense is going to be in bad field position, and you never know. Sometimes teams surprise you and they rally, and Colt McCoy has actually done well before, and you never know. You never ever know. Michael Wilson is a phenomenal prospect, and like, who the hell knows if that's the next Marquise Colston? He really could be. And then, like, what happens there? What happens if this backup quarterback Clayton Tune goes in there and just lights it up, and he's the next. Stetson Bennett, I feel a little bit like that. He could come in and just be just amazing, and we're like, wow, holy crap, Stetson Bennett, what a monster, what a steal. Like, he's got that upside. Stetson Bennett really does in LA. So, like, you never know, but the Patriots have a better coach. They have an amazing running back. They have Zappy and Max, so if Mac fails, there's a lot of reason Ron taking Jimmy G. Someone's got to take him at some point.
I timed out on that.
Sure, Ron. Ron, this is Ron's way of.
No, because I put the phone on mute and I went to undo it, and then I went to go back. And I'm like, I hit
Yep.
the player like the
Yep.
phone. Oh, no.
Yep. He keeps sure.
Get back, and I'm like, oh, crap.
Likely story, Ron. Likely story, Ronnie.
I don't hate Jimmy G like you do. At least it wasn't Swift.
Your voice is getting high like Scared Scott.
At least it wasn't Swift.
His
The Swift answer comes back.
his voice is getting so high like Scared Scott.
Don't think. Come on, I wanted a running back. That's what I wanted. But just not Swift.
No, don't worry. Speedy drafted him like 2 rounds too early, so Swift is gone.
Hey, Smitty.
Yeah.
What do you think about Jameson Williams at 131?
I swear, Rock Out. What do you think, Rock Out? So what do you think? I swear, Rock Out. I feel like sometimes you follow my exact draft. I just took him at 130. So how do you think I like him at 131, Rock Out? Rock Out cracks me up.
I guess you do like him.
I do like him. Let's see here. I'll go Cole Kmet, I guess. Need a tight end. So my squad so far, again, understand that you're gonna. Here's my lesson for the day. You don't get a possible opportunity to draft Fields or T. Law, and that really puts you at like pick number 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sometimes you get lucky and T. Law's there at 8. I'm drafting from the 10 spot, and T. Law went at 9. See, he went to season 22 at 9. I was this close to getting T. Law. I was this close to getting Aaron Rodgers, and one could say that potentially changed and altered my draft, which is what if the guy at 9 slot was planning to do that. It cost him his team though. His team is not going to win. So you could sacrifice other people if you want and kamikaze it, but his team is not a good team. No offense if that's any of the people in here. Trevor Lawrence, Dak Prescott, Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, 2 good quarterbacks came out of that. Dak, you could argue, is a good quarterback, not a great necessarily quarterback, but could be. They're going to go run heavy this year. He's already a question mark walking into the season. Devontae Smith's good. Amari Cooper, I have mixed feelings about that, especially right there. Terry McLaurin, I like Terry McLaurin. Kittle, Cam, Evans. I don't like this team at all, really. I don't think it can win. But, like, my point being is, even though I got sniped and it didn't quite work to my advantage, I still feel like I try this approach 8 times out of 10 and I'm going to get Love and Rodgers, or I'm going to get a quarterback like Trevor Lawrence at 10. So You just got to hope that things fall perfectly for you at quarterback 1 and 2 when you do go the route that I went, which is, I'm not going to take a QB early. I'm just going to take Christian McCaffrey and Jamar Chase. 7 or 8 times out of 10, I'm probably going to get Aaron Rodgers and Love. And if I do, I love my squad. If I don't, then I spent $4. I'm taking a swing on Jordan Love and hoping Ritter or Mac Jones surprises, and I don't know that they will. So I admit this is probably more likely a lost $4, but it's a fun attempt, and you can't control your draft pick. If you get the 10 pick, you get the 10 pick. You get the 12 pick, you get the 12 pick. You can't always control, what pick you can't control what pick you get. So what'd you say, Ron?
Travis put in the chat, Ron sniping me. I'm like, who I sniping? We're not even close, I don't think, in our drafts, are we?
Travis, he probably wanted McKinnon. He probably got he got Pacheco.
I got a more and
You did him dirty. In his mind, he did what you think everyone does to you, where you think they're looking at your team. Ron's like, How did McKinnon help your team? You didn't have any KC fullbacks. Yeah, not in love with my squad. I like it. All I needed was just one other quarterback to fall that wasn't Ritter. Like even if I got Sam Howell and Jordan Love, like I'd feel a little better about it. I just, as much as I like Ritter for the team, maybe he surprises everybody. But I mean, this is a good rest of the lineup to the point where like I'm interested to watch it, see what it does. But Christian McCaffrey, Tony Pollard, Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet, Jamar Chase, DeAndre Hopkins, Quentin Johnston, Jameson Williams, Cole Kmet. Very, very, very deep team. You can understand why I'm so stacked everywhere but quarterback, because I went with other positions. Ron Navy's on the clock. Let me get over to wide receiver. No, thank you. Running back. What do I have? I have McCaffrey, Pollard. McCaffrey, Pollard. Yeah, I probably will take Tank. I like Tank. It doesn't mean I don't like what, Ron?
Yeah, it's him or Warren, and I took Warren.
Yeah, I like Tank. I think Tank's got good standalone upside. Not that I'm expecting anything bad to happen to ETN, but Tank Bigsby could be like one of those like steals of the draft if ETN suffers a re-aggravation of his foot injury or anything of the sort. Boom. He's a tough guy. He is Tank Bigsby's probably the definition outside of Bijan as the most likely like toughest guy in the draft. You could say Roshan's pretty tough too, but Tank Bigsby's that guy that like literally he's like steel. He's just absolute truck. And he's not the biggest guy in the world either. It's not like he's Derrick Henry size. He's just a truck. The way he plays. He's tough. Tough guy. Charbonnet's not. I mean, he's just finesse and power. Like I
They don't tackle. They can't tackle.
Yeah. But he's like he keeps his feet moving. I feel like it's a little bit different style of play, but I mean they're both impossible to tackle. Charbonnet's harder to tackle, that's for sure. I'll go Taysom here. Ron's got Derek Carr. I knew I was gonna. I see. Now I gotta look at Ron's team. If I don't look at Ron's team, I'm gonna somehow, some way snipe him in a way that he's gonna think I meant to do it. Ron, you got a lot of stacks going on, so you're like spider webs.
That's not who I was targeting.
Okay,
by the way.
good.
That's who I was
Okay. You do have a lot of stacks going on, so you have you have a lot of teams that you're connected to right now, so it's hard not to snipe you. Ron's got like 8 stacks. You got a lot of stacks going on, Ron. You got
I didn't say a word.
you got a lot of stacks going on. There's much going on here.
Oh,
I got 2 stats.
Let's go to interrupting Ian. What else you got? Hello? Hello? Ian? Ian?
Hey, come down. Feeding my kids.
Oh, okay. No problem. Charbonnet had it nice at UCLA. He did, but, I mean, bro was getting hit by 2-3 guys at a time, so you call it nice. I call it him making UCLA look nice. Because
wow, that's even a bigger reach than Speedy had on him.
who?
Who ranked Travis? Nathan Dell at 165 with an ADP of 228.
What's up, Double A?
Already?
What's up, Double A?
What's up, fellas?
Just watching, irresponsible Snipe Fest.
Yeah, I stay low out of that. I have a question for the group.
Yeah.
I'm in a single quarterback, half-point PPR, 12-team league. We get 2 keepers. And I have thinking about keeping Patrick Mahomes at the 310. And my dilemma is I picked up Justin Fields at the end of the season. And he would cost me nothing to keep him with my last pick. Or I could keep Calvin Ridley with my last pick. And I was considering keeping both Patrick Mahomes and Justin Fields and seeing if I could trade Fields off. Or would you just say no and just keep Calvin Ridley and move on from the hassle? I just feel like I'm not going to get enough for Fields.
Yeah, that's a tough one. This is not. It's not best ball and it's one QB, so it's not like you doing what we've been doing in best ball where you literally don't have to worry. It drives itself. Like you're going to mess that up every week. And you may not get... I mean, if Fields goes off, bro, and he's like number 1 quarterback for, the first 4 games, which is totally possible with Justin Fields. People need to understand he could walk out of week number 4 as the number 1 quarterback and maybe doesn't finish 1, but he's that kind of player. And so I feel like
And can I throw one other option out?
yeah, go ahead.
Just totally throw the curveball in. Is that I could not keep Mahomes at 310 and just keep Fields and Calvin Ridley with my last 2 picks. Those are my 3 options. But man, Patrick Mahomes just seems.
Wait,
what
round?
Won't let Fields run as much.
What round are you keeping Patrick Mahomes?
That's the 310 and a 12-teamer.
I just timed out. I'm Brissett. Well, I was gonna maybe take him anyway. Wait, say it again. I'm sorry. Where are you taking Mahomes?
I can keep Mahomes at the 310, and then I can keep either of the 2, Justin Fields or Calvin Ridley with one of the last picks, or I can put Mahomes back into the draft and keep Justin Fields and Calvin Ridley with my last pick.
Yeah, probably that's probably what I would do. But who would you get? Like, who would you get with that Mahomes pick if you didn't keep Mahomes? Like, who would be there? Is it Watson? Is it, like, give me some names? Because if that's the case, that's a no-brainer. Like, as much as I love Patrick Mahomes, that's a no-brainer.
The other one I think makes it a little bit more difficult is we get a point for every 5 completions. And so I know Patrick Mahomes doesn't run a lot, but Reed just loves to do those little like push passes and those little, innocent little passes. But after a while, he's got 40 completions, and you look up and there's an extra 8 points.
Yeah. It's a tough...
Luckily, we got 3 months to decide. But as I saw all these quarterbacks go off the board, obviously it's a completely different format, but it kind of got me to thinking.
I mean,
I've been on a couple of simulators trying to see what I could come up with.
Yeah, if you get like a Watson, a London, a Walker, like someone like that with that 3rd round pick instead of Mahomes, I mean, Fields, that player in Ridley's a home run, you know. But I
thought it was pretty sick because they're sitting there at 14 and 15, keeping those two.
Yeah, I guess I'd say it's redraft, right?
Yes.
Yeah. If it was Dynasty.
And the other thing is we can keep our players for the year we draft them, and then 2 extra years. So I would be basically next year would cost me my 14th, and the following year would cost me my 13th. But
so
it's so hard to look away from
Mahomes would cost you your 2nd round pick then next year, right?
Well, so I had him last year, and I actually messed up. I was at the turn at the 2, and instead of waiting and this is a lesson for all the drafters out there, I had the 2nd pick, so coming back, I should have looked up at the board and realized my opponent had already taken a quarterback, and I took him instead of in the 4th when I could have waited an extra 2 slots and take him in the 5th, and then I would have kept him in the 4th this year. It's not that big a deal.
But you never know with that keeper value that somebody's going to try and use that as trade bait, so you never know. But I will say that given that information, given that Mahomes will cost you a 2nd rounder and then maybe a 1st rounder the next year, Fields, given you can keep Fields for 3 years, you've got to go that route. Unless Mahomes' completion scoring is like astronomically scoring him way higher than Fields, like look at the projections even, but then you know, or look at last year and just kind of try and guesstimate. But if it's a significant difference, because I don't play in those scoring formats, then you know, that could maybe guide me. If he's like the number 1 overall pick in your format, you know, and he would get drafted number 1 or something because of, you know, different, you know, if that's all you have, I doubt he would, but because it's 1 QB. But, you know, scoring's weird. So as long as there's nothing else to your scoring, like if it's just completions, but if it's also like completion percentage or it's something else, like you got to look at your scoring and projection.
So do you anticipate Chicago trying to pass just a little bit more and keeping Fields back in the pocket? And I'm wondering if that's going to really affect his rushing.
Well, I think he's more efficient running, but he probably could have less running yards to like the tune of 100 or 150 rushing yards less than normal. But he's going to anything he gets limited rushing wise is because he's passing the football well. So don't even worry about it. Fields is going to become a very good passer. People are off their rocker trying to judge his accuracy with no wide receiver, you know, in his wide receiver room. He had no wide receivers, and people are judging this man. Give me a break. He's going to be such a good passer. He's going to improve leaps and bounds. This is just Jalen Hurts on repeat. You know, Jalen Hurts is he's not going to be a good passing quarterback. Insane. Jalen Hurts could throw 400 yards any given Sunday. He wants to throw a 400-yard passing game. Jalen Hurts can go out and dial up a 400-yard passing game. Insane.
And then he could throw an extra 80 yards in the TD on top of it.
Yeah, so don't listen to the ridiculous talk. Ron is got 4 seconds, Ron. You like
What's
that.
going on, Ron?
You like that Evan Hall guy. You love him.
He's gonna be good.
I don't know why you like him so much.
I'm telling you.
Hey, Ron.
You like because he's an underdog.
I had to grab him before Travis grabbed him 60 picks before me. So
yeah. Travis is not.
You ruined my whole draft.
You're ruining.
Right.
I'm trying to take a page out of your book too and stack. Look at I'm stacking, Ron.
Oh, is this Travis?
Who's this?
Is that Travis?
Yeah.
What's up, Travis?
You're taking a piece out of Speedy's book, not my book.
No, Ron.
Speedy's the one. I mean, he had. You broke his record of taking Tank Dell.
Well, because
Speedy had the record. You just broke it.
Sure as hell, he was going to take him next round if I didn't. So
I wanted him with the QB. So I did stacking for you today.
I really like Hall. I think Hall is amazing.
Amazing.
I think I do. I think he's amazing.
I think he'll be all right.
Amazing.
I kind of like him.
He's
That's
probably
high praise
the
from
best.
Ron.
He's the best running back pass catcher coming out of college.
You just like him because he ran into the end zone every time. So hold on, real quickly. Here's my quarterback room. Look at my QB room. I'm trying to compensate. This is like little man syndrome, but with QBs. I have to compensate. You got Desmond Ridder, I got Mack and Zappy, I got Mike White, I got Jacoby Brissett. I gotta hope that I land gold there, and then this McCaffrey, Pollard, Walker, Charbonnet, Chase, DeAndre Hopkins, Jameson, Cole Kmet, Taysom. I gotta hope that these running back and wide receivers get some help from this long QB room.
Mac's gonna win you a couple weeks.
I mean, Zappy might, Mike White could come in. I think I'll get some. I think I'll be okay. I'll have 2 starters every week, but I certainly don't feel amped about that.
I have to admire your optimism, Smitty.
Yeah, well, it's hopefulness. The rest of the team's fire, but I just I got sniped just a hair away from getting what I needed.
I was actually doing dishes, and I looked up and I saw your running backs and wide receivers. Like, man, how did he put a squad like that together?
Yeah.
And then later you rolled down your quarterback side. Oh, there you go. All right.
Yeah. But Love is gonna be fine. I think Love is gonna be. He'd be an excellent second quarterback, but he's my one. As a little bit tough. I guess
Speedy, I know you're listening. I know Speedy's listening. Let me give you some free advice, Speedy.
He doesn't.
Grab Tyler Scott to go with your quarterback.
Who did he take last time?
He's got Fields.
By the way, Speedy, Pierre Strong might not make the team. Just to let you know.
No, Pierre Strong's making the team.
Did he take KJ Osborne despite Ron?
No, I told him to take Tyler Scott.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, did he take a Viking just despite you?
Is that the kid, Ron? Is that the kid from Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tyler Scott's got some. He's got some upside.
I think the 3rd round, wasn't it? Yeah, they drafted him in the 3rd round too, so they gave him pretty good draft capital.
Yeah, he's got an opportunity. Fields is going to throw to someone.
Oh yeah, there it is. Scott was drafted in the 4th, and he plans to pair his 4.21 speed with Fields' cannon. Yeah, that could be.
Well, I've counted. I mean, before even the draft, all over Scott. He was one of my favorites.
Yeah, I wish
Fields I drafted like in the last few rounds. I'd rather have Scott than Mooney, actually.
Yeah, I got the impression Mooney was a more hopeful than substance.
We know Claypool's going to be a bust. He's not doing crap.
Yeah, he's busy modeling.
Those are 2 players that have haunted me as far as their physical talent. Between him and Martavius Bryant, that just never quite worked out for Steelers.
I timed out. I forgot it was 20 rounds.
I'm tempted to go for another QB. I just, this
That's
is.
All right. Stidham can play when Russell Wilson fails.
I may go with another quarterback. Why not?
Since Speedy don't want him, I tried to tell you, Speedy. You don't want him. Guess what? I'll take him.
Yeah, I'm tempted to go Toon.
You took him.
I'm tempted to go Toon. I'm tempted to go Huntley.
Grabbed the guy I wanted.
I wasn't trying to blow smoke up his butt.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take. What do you guys think? Cooper Rush. or Clayton Tune or Tyler Huntley?
Sam Darnold.
No.
Clayton Tune. What team is Tune on?
I'll go Tyler Huntley.
I like Tune or Huntley.
Tyler Huntley's a
I know
he's a pro boy.
I'm surprised he didn't go with Stetson Bennett.
He's already gone. Because I mentioned him earlier. Mentioned him earlier. He got snagged.
No, he was already on my queue when you mentioned him.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't do that to you.
No, you can take whoever you want, Travis. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
I should have taken
Huntley. When you're putting your hard-earned money into a draft, don't apologize to anybody. But, Speedy, the reason we're getting on Speedy is he's shooting himself in the foot because he's taking guys. He just wants them so bad on his team, he'll take them way, way early. But that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think Tank Dell on the 14th. I know ADP it's big, but I see him going in those rounds all the time.
In a single QB league, he goes in the 14th if you're reaching, and so in a super flex in the 14th, that's like 4 rounds too early.
Yeah, that's true. I don't do a lot of super flex. So
yeah, so he has 15th to 16th round normal ADP. Like I take him in round 15 all the time without even a concern.
Yeah, I didn't realize this was 20 rounds. I haven't done a super flex yet on this.
Yeah, what do I need here?
I'm surprised. You mentioned it earlier. I'm surprised nobody's picked up Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, I mean I can do it if you want me to. I'm here. I'm here.
Got 7 QBs? How the hell did you end up with 7 QBs?
Because I've got to.
Flag. I wasn't even paying attention to all that stuff you were doing there. Holy shit.
Yeah. But I might be okay at the end of the day.
Hey, you might as well take a.
Wouldn't it be amazing if this was the first? Because Underdog has never ranked me as the highest ranked team. Like they just their projections are just never in this. What if they rank me the number one team?
Over 2,000 for the first time because I took Jimmy G probably.
What if they rank me as the number one team because of all my quarterbacks? Then we'll know that you can skew the projection.
Yeah. That's enough.
Hey, Ron.
Yeah, me is. 29 pounds.
You like Allen Robinson?
There goes Gardner.
Ron, you like Allen Robinson?
The Speedy took him. Do I have what?
Allen Robinson, do you like him?
I don't.
You know what? He's in awesome shape this year. I think he's gonna be a nice number 3. Number 3, 4.
Or Darnell Washington. Which one do you like? All right, I'll go Allen Robinson.
I like Darnell better than Allen Robinson.
No, I think Allen's gonna be involved.
Hey,
It's healthy.
If Frybooth gets hurt, Darnell will have a nice season. I think he needs an injury, but you know what? Frybooth is already banged up right now. He's banged up right now, I believe, and
probably should have taken him.
Darnell Washington is such a big body.
Also, another Steeler they're going to be moving around a lot is Calvin Austin.
All right, here we go. Moment of truth. The moment of truth, people. Do I have the lowest scoring or highest scoring projected team by Underdog? This was a fun attempt. Christian McCaffrey, Tony Pollard, Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet, Jamar Chase, DeAndre Hopkins, Quentin Johnson, Jamison Williams, Cole Kmet, Taysom Hill, and Jordan Love and a bunch of garbage, but a lot of it. 2,600.
You had the lowest. Like Speedy even had over.
I'm only 2,700.
Yeah.
$2,900.
That was a tough one. Does the Chihuahua have slow drafts? Why don't they? They should have a slow draft. That's ridiculous.
No, they did it differently because there's only 70,000, so they just made it all fast.
Yeah.
A lot of people, they were suggested. Some people suggested that they make it just no slow draft for those. They did it with both the Chihuahuas.
Yeah.
All right, real quickly before we I don't know how long I'm going to stay on tonight. But here's the Underdog Fantasy Pick'em and the rivals. I'm going to see if there are any other rivals. If you guys want to do this, the link's pinned in the live chat. I'm going to pick my favorite rival. Maybe I'll have you guys all vote too. But you just go to the link in the description of the video if you're watching a replay, or the link that's pinned in the live chat. Underdog will match up to $100 in your first deposit. You just deposit a minimum of $10. They'll give you $10. And you can do these amazing... You don't have to do the rivals. You could do the higher lows, and the higher lows are gold, man. Some of these are absolutely phenomenal plays. Like, example, when we find... Where is he? Where's the man, the myth, the legend? Joe Burrow, 33.5 TDs. That's a phenomenal play, in my opinion. 6.5 rushing TDs by Justin Fields. Very, very easy for him to get that, I think. Bijan, 1075 on the ground. That's a smash to me. 8.5 TDs. I think he smashes that too. Then of course, one of our other favorites. I like Pacheco, 815 yards. That's a smash. Kenneth Walker, I think he catches a receiving TD. Wow, Ron, did they just add that one? Kenneth Walker, 0.5 receiving TDs. I think he catches a receiving TD.
No, they had that one last time. I was trying to tell people about it.
975 Saquon. There's not a much easier one than that. That is crazy. 975 for Saquon. 6.5 rushing TDs or 4.5 receiving TDs, or I guess the 850 he could struggle to get if he gets hurt or anything. But that rushing touchdowns. This one's a cakewalk. Breece Hall, 850 yards. What is this? Is this a typo? Did someone miss the one? Is this supposed to be 1850? Like, what's going on here? What's going on here? 850? That's, unless he gets re-injured, that is money in the bag, in my opinion. Let's see here. What else are we looking at? We got a bunch of different good little picks here. I think Jahmyr Gibbs' 580s a smash. 580 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs, he's going to crush 580 rushing yards. 580 rushing yards. It's insane. Calvin Ridley, 855. Give me a break. Devontae Smith. Okay, Kadarius Toney, 5.5 receiving TDs. He could get hurt. That's the concern we have. 850. We've talked about this over and over. Christian Watson, 850 yards higher. Just a smash. Where's Drake London? 850. Just an absolute smash. And then Amon-Ra, 1010. Give me a break. He's so upset probably by that. 5 TDs. Give me a break. That's going to piss off Amon-Ra if he sees that. He will not let it go. Jahan Dotson, 800 yards. The guys to get 801 yards. Is that not a lock? That is one of the biggest locks on here. Like, do this, guys. High or low. You just pick 5 of them on one slip, and it's a 20 times multiplier. That means every $5 is $100 if you land all 5 of them, and you put your favorite 5 on a slip and you land it. You can drop 20; it'll pay $400 if you land all 5. Yeah, that Breece Hall. I feel like they forgot the 1. It's 1850. I think is what they really meant. Someone's getting fired over that. 4 TDs for Evan Ingram. That seems easy. 625 yardage for Evan Ingram. That seems easy. Even adding in 775 for Pickens. Come on. Let's show some respect. 7.5 TDs for Garrett Wilson. His receiving line, he should crush 1140, but I think that receiving touchdown line's easier. And then I think one of the final ones here I'm coming up on, I think there's one more that's a steal. Hold on, let me just scroll through here and see if I find it. Let's see here. Where is it? There are some unders, like Devontae Adams under. But anyways, these are the high lows. You put 5 of them on one slip. You land it. It's $20 will get you $400. $5 will get you $100. Et cetera, et cetera. If you click on this, there's a higher low and then rivals. If you click on rivals, all you're doing is pitting one player against the other, and then there'll be a small little like differential amount that you've got to either give or take away from a player. So in the case of Aaron Rodgers versus Goff, there's no differential. You don't see any kind of added adjustment. But on this one right here, Herbert versus Watson rushing TDs, there's a 0.5 plus adjustment going to Herbert. So if you take Herbert, you get that plus. You get plus 0.5.
I like the next one.
Passing Wilson. TDs, Goff versus Russell Wilson. That's an easy one to me. But there's other easier ones, in my opinion, that I would take. Let me look at this real quick. Breece Hall. So I'm going to keep these two on here. Jahmyr Gibbs, 580 rushing. Breece Hall, 850 rushing. I'm going to lower this, and we're going to add, because you can mix and match, we're going to add a couple rivals. Kenny Pickett versus Justin Fields. We'll leave that one alone, even though I think Fields will have more. I know Ron might have something to say about that. But I'm not touching it because there are ones that are just better. Rushing touchdowns, Kenneth Walker versus Joe Mixon. I think Joe Mixon, I think he falls away to the wayside this year. I think this would be a very, very good one. We'll come back to that. Ritter versus Anthony Richardson. Let's wait on that one. Mac Jones, Danny Dimes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. No, thank you. I'm not going near the Fields and Josh Allen. They both run a ton. Let's keep rolling on through here. Passing yards, Hurts versus Lamar. I mean, Lamar's going to throw more, but I definitely would bank on Hurts outdoing him, but you never know. So I'm going to keep moving on that one. Some of these are tough. Some of these are actually really, really, really good. The rival ones are a lot more accurate, but you do stumble upon ones that are ridiculous. And I think you got to take advantage of those when you find them. Where is one of them? Oh, yeah, here's the one. Gallup versus Drake London receiving touchdowns. Yeah. No differential. None. It's just, here, Drake London, here, take my money, says Underdog. Take my money. Link is pinned in the live chat. Go get it. This is for the taking. Click on Little Drake London. Little Drake London versus Little Michael Gallup. Who's going to score more receiving touchdowns? Gee, I wonder who. We'll go with Drake London. Unbelievable. Is there a
index here? The heat index here has us at 92. Our humidity's at 87% right now. It's just nasty.
How about Dobbs at 575? I know Dobbs is becoming like the name of the day. Yeah, he could get 575. That's probably not my favorite out there, but I'd take the higher on that. But I don't know how many slips I'd put that on, where I'd do it one time, sure. But I know Dobbs is the easy, look, this guy could literally go out and crap the bed, as well. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if Jaden Reed's better than him, and Christian Watson and Jaden Reed are the number one, number two, and Dobbs is just this floating around Claypool. Claypool is a great example. You know what I'm saying? Ron Navy dropping a $20 hauler.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
Very nice, Ron. Very nice placement. Very nice placement. Appreciate that. Cam Akers, Austin Eckler. Just because I think there's a possibility of injury, I'm going to stay away from that one right now. Pacheco versus Breece Hall. They're both monsters. Where's this other one? There's another one here that I feel is almost near. Is it the St. Brown one? Near as disrespectful as that freaking unbelievably disrespectful Drake London receiving touchdowns versus Michael Gallup. I can't believe my eyes. I really can't. I don't even understand what I'm looking at. St. Brown, here it is. And this is not a knock on Pat Freiermuth, but to suggest that Pat Freiermuth only needs a 0.5 adjustment in receiving touchdowns against the guy I've mapped out as potentially capable of being the number one receiving touchdown getter in the National Football League based on all that I mapped out. I get some people don't agree. Scared Scott's like literally petrified in the corner right now, shaking and shivering because it scares him. But this is a smash to me. The only reason I wouldn't pick the rival is because I want the over 5.5 TDs that they're giving him. Like, I don't know which one's easier for him to hit. You know what I mean? But I just think this guy's going to have, while Freiermuth could have 5 to 7 touchdowns, the Darnell Washington threat is real. The injury risk for Freiermuth is real. I mean, he's injured right now. But Amon-Ra got injured last year. He had a concussion and hurt his ankle. So there's risk of injury for Amon-Ra, if I'm being fair. But I just think he's going to obliterate 5. You know what? Maybe it's the 5.5 that I like better. He's going to obliterate 5.5 touchdowns. Let's not even put Freiermuth in it because we still want him to do well. This is another one. Jacobs versus Bijan. Like, come on. Come on. Jacobs believers are going to come for me in the comments. What do you mean about the comment in the video, Schmitty, when you said that Jacobs was a smash for me? Smash. Okay, so far I've got one rival. No, I have two rivals.
There was a report today that Jacobs might sit out the first week.
Well, we'll see what happens. Jacobs is obligated to his franchise tender on July 18. So he'll start getting fined, and he can't afford to be fined. So this is his final, bluff. You know what I mean? So we'll see. Is he capable of holding out? You know what? You never know, bro. You never know when a running back's taking a stand, and they're definitely getting abused by the NFL in the contract situation for sure. I don't disagree with that from the running back perspective, but he has no real leg to stand on. He's going to be fined money he doesn't have, money he's trying to get. He's going to get I'm not saying these players are in a bad spot. Like, they're fortunate even when they're getting the franchise tag, $10 million. Like, all of us would love $10 million for 1 year. So I don't feel bad for a player. I don't feel bad for a player, really. Like, at the end of the day, do I feel bad for Jacobs turning down $10 million? No, I don't. At some point, I do feel bad in the grand scheme of things, but then you step back and you say to yourself, this guy's not, he's stepping away for $10 million. When if he was good enough in this situation, they probably would extend him. Now, Barkley's in a similar boat where it's like he is good enough and they're not they're not offering him a brand new deal when they should. But I think that gets done. I think the Barkley deal gets done. Jacobs, it was one season, and I don't blame the Raiders for even not I blame the Raiders for franchise tagging him on a team that can't win. I think that was stupid. But I don't blame them if they believe they really can win, which I think they probably do. But if they do, they don't believe in him enough to give him a fat contract, So hold on real quick. Here's my rival, Bijan versus Jacobs. Even I don't even have to give up yards. It's even. Straight up, who scores more rushing yards? Bijan versus Jacobs. Smash. Drake London versus Gallup. I don't have to give up anything. No concessions. Straight up receiving TDs. Who scores more TDs? Receiving Gallup or Drake London? Smash. Breece Hall, 850 yards. Higher. Smash. Jahmyr Gibbs, 580 rushing yards. Smash. Absolute smash. Now I got to return to the higher lows. Again, rivals are here. Higher lows are here. And I'm going to go find St. Brown because I think St. Brown, 5.5 TDs, is one of the easiest lines here. It's just a cakewalk to me. An absolute cakewalk, which I mapped out on my video earlier. Or 5 touchdowns, 5.5, it's 5. All you have to do is get 6 touchdowns. So here's my slip. Jahmyr Gibbs, 580, smash. Breece Hall, 850 rushing yards higher. Amon-Ra, all you have to do is get 6 touchdowns. London versus Gallup, receiving touchdowns. Bijan versus Jacobs. And even if I threw just a 10 spot on here, that's $200. Because if I land all 5 of those, I get 200. If I hit this insurance button, it's 100. Which technically, Ron, this insurance button doesn't do anything different than if you were to take it away, right? And if you were to just take one of these off. Is that correct? I don't think it actually gives you different odds if you just take one off and do 4. So why?
Yeah.
So it reduces
your by half.
But it's the same odds though as if you just did 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna do a 10 spot on this one just to show it's 100. So it's 20 times multiplier or a 10 times multiplier. But if you uncheck it, $10 becomes 200 with no insurance. That means I got to hit all 5 of them. But I feel ultra confident in that, and I'm smashing the 10 spot right here. I guess it does make sense, Ron, to do the insurance one because you get another shot at it. It's like you get 5 guys to try and land 4. So it is actually better odds.
If you do the insurance, it's only the 10 times payout. And if you get 4, you only get 2.5 times payout.
Right. But I was saying it's the same odds as it just doing 4. But
that's like doing insurance blackjack. I never do it.
Right. But the reason you want to hit the insurance button versus doing 4, you'd want to do 5 and hit the insurance button is because then you've got 5 guys to try and hit 4 with. So versus just 4 guys to hit all 4.
But you make less though.
Then just doing 4. I don't think so. Maybe you're right. Let me check. Let me do 4 real quick.
Yeah,
So,
you do. I think that's why I tried it once, and yeah, I think you make less when you
no.
With just 4, it's 10 times.
So I'm getting $100 if I do 4, and then if I add a 5th and do $10, it's the same odds. Look.
If you hit all 5.
No, I have insurance checked. $10 gets you 100 if you have insurance checked. If you do 5, and hit the insurance button. If I get rid of look at right on the screen, $10 is 100. I got insurance checked. If I uncheck insurance, $10 gets you 200. So I'm going to check insurance. There's 5 picks on here, but if I go and take one away and go back and I do $10 without insurance, it's $100. So it's the same odds. But what I'm saying is it's better to do the 5 picks, hit the insurance, because then you got 5 guys to try it with, versus this you got to hit all 4 of your 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I was just saying if you only hit 4 with insurance, so you only make $25.
Yeah. What I'm saying is rather than have to get all 4 right of 4, you get 4. What?
How do we only have 59 likes out of over 120
Tell him,
people
Ron.
that's been in?
Tell him, Ron.
Right? I mean, how hard is it to hit that like button?
Okay,
Come on,
so
people, get
so
them up.
if I let's just say I'm on Raw, higher than 5 touchdowns, so 6 touchdowns. Like if you put like $200 on this, you can't do 1. You got to do 2 of them. That's right, I forgot. Brees Hall's the other easiest one, I think.
Feel like my fingers hurt.
Or maybe the 2 receivers are the easiest one, like Dotson, 800 yards. But like if I did this one, so Amon Ra 6 touchdowns or more, Brees Hall 850 yards, and maybe Dotson 800 yards is the easiest. Maybe Calvin Ridley 855 is one of the easiest. But if you did 200 gets you 600. I mean it feels like it's such a. I don't know. This Christian McCaffrey one is nice. Pacheco 5.5 is nice.
Double check that.
Barkley.
Double check that with the insurance, because I think it goes down to 6 times.
No. I showed it on screen. You go if you do 4.
You need to go into the rules part of this and look at how insurance actually works. Is what I'm saying for you to do.
Oh, okay. But why is it telling you what you'd pay out though? I don't know.
I just a little skeptical. I tried it once and it was weird, and I'd never done it again because of looking at the rules and weird ruling. So that's why I said just go into the rules and read about it.
Well, it's pretty simple. If you do 5 bets?
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
Well, you can do it.
Smitty, with insurance, if you hit 4, it pays 2.5, not 10. It says
right.
one of 1.
So you would only make $25.
But what I was trying to say here, let me explain what I was saying, because maybe you guys are taking me wrong. What I'm saying is if let's say you do 4 of these right here, and you're doing 4 of them, and you put $10, the payout is $100. It's showing it right out.
That's if you get all 5 right. That's if you get all of them right.
No, that's if I get all 4 right, because I have 4 picked. I have 4 picked right now.
Right.
$10 makes $100.
Right. If you pick 4 and use the insurance,
I'm not doing insurance. I'm not doing insurance on 4. This is what my point is. I think this is where everyone's misunderstanding me. I'm saying if you do 5 of them, like this, I got 5 on here, and you click insurance, now you only need 10. Let's see here. Okay. I got what you're saying. If you hit 5 out of 5, you get the $100. You still have to hit 5 out of 5, but because you checked that option,
right.
Gotcha. Okay.
5 out of 5.
My bad.
Right.
My bad. Which is nice because, I mean, you still.
Yeah. 5.
Yeah,
You get a
okay, that
lesser
makes
amount.
sense.
I use it sometimes.
Yeah.
Because that happened one time.
I got you.
It's a lot harder to hit 5 than people realize.
Yeah, I've
So
hit
when-
a lot of
so, I mean,
5s.
these-
Either I hit it or I
If
don't.
you play a lot, you're gonna hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I like doing a lot of different variations of just the 10. Rather than drop, $40 or $200 on one of them. I like just doing a bunch of different variations, $5 to $10 on like just slightly moving this guy in there and this guy that. I don't like the insurance. I do feel like when I do go insurance, when I don't go insurance, I regret not doing it. But whenever I do it, it's like, I wish I didn't. So it's tough. It's tough to know when to. It's so tempting to just let it ride and say I'm going to get all 5 right. But man, when you get that extra freebie, it's such a nice one too. Like they do throw a freebie in every couple weeks. It's absolutely phenomenal. Or every once in a while.
yeah. With those free ones, they don't let you do insurance either.
No, but they
but
they
it's
cap
like
it
getting
at
free
20
and it's like getting
Right.
And honestly, the times I've nailed it more often have been when they give that freebie. Like that makes a big difference. Makes a huge difference. They give you the freebie.
But you can take a freebie and pick one other player, make a 20 bet and make 60. So you make 40 out of it.
It's not a bad way to do it, actually.
No, I've done that too.
Yeah, some of these are a home run. Some of these are a home run.
Yeah.
I mean, injury can strike anybody, and you do got to be careful of your expectation level. If somebody gets hurt, I think you got to play one snap for 5 games, I think, or they push that player.
Yeah, that hockey one I did. I picked 5 players, put $20 down for 400, but one was a push, didn't go higher or lower, so I only got 200 for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, these
But, well, you have to push, you still get paid.
Like I said earlier, like I said on the Almon Raw video, there's a lot of money to be made. There's a lot of money to be made. Like an underdog's fun. The odds are crazy, but it's still very, very fun to play. To play in these drafts. And man, if you win that money's huge. And you're risking $4 in one of these drafts. You're risking $4. You're risking $10. Hey, one of one. Why don't you be a little kinder to everybody in the chat, bro? You're kind of dragging down everybody. Everybody's saying different things, and I get you want to, fix this or fix that. We appreciate that, but you don't need to be like Chris merely has an opinion and you're just going at him. So why don't you chill out a little bit and just be productive, not counterproductive. So just stop, bro. Stop. Or the mods don't put up with that. They'll put you in timeout if you don't want to be kind. Don't be kind, bro.
We're up to 71 likes.
What I was gonna say was, like I said in my Almon Raw video, the real way to win to I think win big is through these higher lows, especially this first year, that they're doing it for season long, because I think that they'll potentially stay away from some of these. I think the next year they'll learn from this was crazy. Maybe we don't go near players that have potentially this outcome that Christian Watson has, that Drake London has, that you know what I mean? Because not everybody in here has a line. And they don't just drop a lot. They might take out all of those really seemingly easy higher lows. The thing that makes me feel good from year to year though is they won't really know. We're gonna be predictive. We're the ones that are gonna be hey, we see Dotson coming, and Underdog's algorithm or Underdog or anybody might not be as predictive as us. And it's you against the line. It's not you against 300,000 people. So this is where I believe the weak spot is, if you will, to really clean up, responsibly. Don't everybody be responsible. Play with what you can play with. Don't.
That's the thing with those. guys like Dotson, or I mean, even some people with Bijan, a bunch of people are going to smash lower on it because they think they stink or they're not going to get a playing time or whatever. So that's probably why they stay on there this long. I mean, if someone's betting like crazy on something, they always take it off. But
yeah, because the line essentially, is the rake. They want to rake in, and they want to be on even side of they want an even amount of people on all sides of everything. Like in Vegas, a lot of people don't realize that line moves based on keeping an even amount on all sides. Now, I'm sure Vegas goes in on something that they feel, they want a lot of piece of, but for the majority of the time, the line's essentially moving it to get equal number on each side so that Vegas has no risk, or in this case, the apps have no risk, and it's all rake. Because if you're getting 10, 15% of a rake and you literally safeguard yourself on both sides and you get equal number and you move it. The crazy part, though, is the line isn't moving. Like, none of these numbers are moving. Like, we have to be dropping a serious amount, our community alone, on, like, let's say, the Breece Hall 850. Like, we love Breece Hall. I'm sure that I don't know why it's not even moving like 5 yards or something, That's the part that I don't understand. Maybe that changes. Maybe
that's why.
Hey, Smitty, I'm going to get off here. I got to get to bed. Got a big day tomorrow.
Ron Navy, appreciate the super chat. I'm going to cycle everybody off anyway. So, Ron Navy, appreciate you. We'll see you later, pal.
All right, later.
Keep us posted tomorrow about Miss Navy. Prayer emojis up for Miss Navy, please. All right, Ron, thank you.
All right, we'll talk.
Good luck, Ron.
Interrupting Ian. Final thoughts. Interrupting Ian. Go ahead. Ian.
Yeah.
Final thoughts.
Oh yeah. Hey, I saw your tight end video on or not wide receiver video on like late picks of Charlie Jones, I think, on the
yes,
Bengals.
Sir. Tank Dell, Charlie Jones,
and
Texans country. Let's ride.
I was just watching a video the other day on somebody talking about Tyler Boyd, I think, and I didn't realize that guy was like close to like 28 years old. Like he's already old.
Yeah. Boyd's been there from. Boyd's been there for a while. Boyd's been a staple there. He's, 28. You still could have 2 years left, but they're not worried about, like, Charlie Jones shows promise. He's getting right into that wide receiver 3 spot. And T. Higgins, as much as the team will try and keep T. Higgins, punch that thumb up button if you guys could. As much as they're going to try and keep T. Higgins, there's only so much they can do. If he wants top 5 wide receiver money, he has not earned that. Maybe he earns it this year. And I think that's what the Bengals are saying. Like, if you're the Bengals, think about it. I'm so okay with letting T. Higgins go out and prove me wrong, and getting such a big bag that you end up saying to ourselves, we got to franchise tag him. We'll offer him a contract, but we got to franchise tag him. We need to keep him. He's a monster. Like, I'm going to bank on that versus giving him a contract I'm going to regret when you drafted a guy that literally was one of the best in the nation across the board in every statistical category. Number 1 in receptions, number 2 in yards, number 5 in touchdowns, Charlie Jones. And he was dominant. He was so dominant on the field. You watch his film, and maybe it doesn't translate. Maybe it does. But at the same time, why are you going to sign Higgins to this massive top 5 wide receiver contract when he's the number 2 on the team? He's not a top 10. He's a borderline top 10 wide receiver. He's a guy that could be a top 10 wide receiver if, Chase went down or something, but you can't pay him top 5 wide receiver money. That's what he wants. Top 5. Maybe you pay him like 12, top 10 to 12. I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that, but I'd much rather bank on him having you're not rooting for a mediocre year if you're the team.
Well, I mean, even when like Chase went down last year, and then Higgins was like number 1, even still, like,
Yeah, he kind of crapped the
Floyd
bed.
was like still not even getting anything. Like,
Right.
he still was just getting like pushed aside. So
Yeah.
I think
It was definitely not what we wanted.
Kind of like what you're saying, just kind of goes to show, like they're already looking in the future on that wide receiver 3 spot, now number 2 possibly. So they, I think it's a good call.
Safeguarding himself either way.
Yeah, I mean, Charlie Jones is, if he's the guy, I really, really think he could be T. Higgins good. I it's bold. I know it's not a lock. I understand all that. I'm not stupid. I get there's risk involved. They're not even risking anything. My whole point is they can franchise tag T. Higgins if they're wrong about Charlie Jones, and they could still franchise tag and trade him. They could still franchise tag and then work on an extension. So a lot of ways to. I'm dropping a Garrett Wilson draft right now. For those that don't know, this is not part of the big Underdog fantasy, prize pool or anything. These are Garrett Wilson drafts. These are here. Let me pull it up real quick. Hold on. Let me get it up. Okay. These are we're gonna have about 40 of these, and these are going to potentially be maybe 45, 50 of them probably at the most, I would guess. And the winner through week 17 out of all of them, the highest scoring team through week 17 out of all of them, will get the autographed Garrett Wilson jersey. And then it's not like you're entering all these. You can enter every draft as you want. It's not like you're entering all these drafts and saying, well, that's not even worth it to me, Smitty, because that's a lot of entries to win a Garrett Wilson jersey, but you could win $20 if you win first in every single one of these. So if you do 20 of them and you win 10 of them, you're going to win some cash. So it's a good way to like have fun and be in a little league, small condensed league with us. But Garrett Wilson jersey is going to be up for grabs. 4 more to start. I dropped that link.
Oh, someone dropped out.
Yeah, jump in. All right, yeah. Appreciate you all. Even you, one of one. I appreciate the kindness, my man. So thank you. Smitty, you're the man. No, you're the man, Sick Nasty. Thank you, Detest. Appreciate you all. 4 more to start.
Smitty, like sometimes I hit the link, and then like I'll hit it, and then sometimes it'll just go to like Underdog. Doesn't quite go to draft exactly for me.
Let me drop this link separate and see if it does it. I mean, everybody else got in quickly, so it's weird. But
you hitting the one at the top by accident?
Here's this one right here. You might be hitting the other one. Here's this one. I just dropped the link. It's 4 more to start. Jordan says, get the likes up, people. Detest, you're the real one. No, you're the real one. Detest, you are. Guys, I'm really thinking I'm adding a Moon Man tomorrow. Let's take a look at the Moon Man list real quick.
The Moon Man dropping loads in
I was able
space.
to get into that one pretty easy.
Space Moon says,
The only person I'd be tempted to take off, to be honest with you, actually there are 3 guys I could not take off. I don't even want to use the word take off. I just want to say, long time says I'm a long time viewer, 49er. Okay, 101, you're 49er. Well, okay, I can see it now. But I appreciate you changing your tone. Like, it means a lot to me, 49er. Thank you, or 101. Looking at this list, I don't want to say I'd take them off, but like I could contemplate if I felt like I have too many people on this list, because I feel like if I add 2 more guys, it's going to be too much. Like, who would you guys take off? Kyle Pitts, because he's been banged up, and just say, we love him. We're acknowledging we love him. We think London's going off. We think Bijan's going off. Maybe Kyle Pitts doesn't go off as much as we want, and it's acceptable to put him on the satellite moon list as an example, without having him be on the Moon Man list. It's not disrespectful to move him. He's still on a very, very prestigious list. He's just not on this particular list. I kind of feel like that's a guy that can move. Tony, I feel
there's a lot of tight ends this year who could take a big step up.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it was bad last year, but there's quite a few guys who someone's going to jump up besides him too.
Pollard was on here.
That could be it.
Let me take the second Pollard off. I accidentally added 2 of them, and then we left it because it was funny. So I think Kadarius Toney could potentially be moved to the satellite man list with still a lot of respect and saying, hey, I still love him. You know, DeAndre Swift could be moved into the satellite man group without
that was the third one I was going to say.
Yeah, without tremendous disrespect. So it just comes down to, does it feel like there's too many? I don't want people to look and say, oh, Smitty threw too many, pieces of mud at the wall, but I also don't feel like this list right here looks good. I don't think this is too many.
Well,
but if I add 2 more.
What is there, 18?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I feel like Swift is going to be good
18.
in best ball because he's going to have some explosive games for sure, But I don't know against some defenses he may be stuck in the middle of the field.
Jack says to limit the positions to make you choose. That's a decent idea, but I also don't want to remember, you know me, I don't draft positions, I draft players. So that kind of goes against my vibe, you know what I mean?
You have 18 right now, right?
Yeah, if we include Walker and Charbonnet as one combo, yes. I
wouldn't say it would be I know you probably don't want to. I don't think it's unreasonable to say there's 20 moon men every year or something,
Yeah, let's see if
not
we can find
going crazy.
Let's find the old moon men list and count those and see. We had the yearbook. That's not it. Where's the other moon man? There's got to be.
I think they might have been around 17 or 18 last year.
Let's see if I can find the old moon man list for reflection.
I have it somewhere.
Yeah, well, when I find the animation, though. Hold on one second. Moon. Let's see here. Where? Mars Man, Satellite Man. Moon Man, here we go.
The Moon Men, dropping loads in outer space.
So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15, yeah, 15. So we're not that far. 18 is not crazy, but I do feel like we get. This is a fun group. We didn't land everything, but this ended up being an amazing little group, and we just got screwed out of Breece Hall and Javonte. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
the Moon Man,
Herbert a little too.
Dropping
he started to take
outer
off and never
space.
quite got the chance though.
I don't know. I don't know that we have to remove anyone currently, but if I add 2 more tomorrow or the next, I don't need to add them all. I'm going to add them slowly. Everyone's asking why I added T-Law so late. I'm just trying to space it out. I don't want everybody on the Moon Man list. I didn't want everybody on there in June, So I tried to slow it down. I'm sorry, everybody on there in May. I want to slow it down and get, I want somebody to launch in July. Maybe I wait until July 1st to do the next Moon Man.
Yeah, it's only a couple days away. So.
Yeah. Tucker was on. Yeah, Tucker was once on this Moon Man list, but it doesn't lock down until. And that was preemptive. He thought he's going to go to the combine. We thought he was going to do some things, and he didn't. So he got removed. You can get bumped off of this, before it locks down, but we will lock it down. But the Mars Man list looks locked in, and
he's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars Man.
That's just a phenomenal group. Those guys,
loads dropping and spinning aimlessly in space.
Can you imagine having all those guys on one team? You can't, but maybe in a keeper league you could, I guess. But Bijan and Chase and Garrett Wilson are all first rounders. Brees Hall.
We took Flowers off too, right? We had Flowers at one point.
Yeah, he's not on it now. Yeah, I have him on the Satellite Man list. I still need to fix up the Satellite Man list. It's not ready to be viewed yet. We need 2 more for the Garrett Wilson draft, everybody. 2 more for the Garrett Wilson draft. Please click that link and jump in. I'm surprised this is taking so long to join. There's the link one more time. You could remove Bijan and Gibbs.
I think.
You know what? That's not a bad idea. I didn't like this idea the first time I read this, but I mean, Speedy's got a point that you could remove Bijan, Gibbs, and Fields since they're already Marsmen. Like I could say to myself, you know, they're Marsmen. Yeah, you know what? Maybe we don't have duplicates.
That's actually, yeah, you almost like 3 tiers: Marsmen, Moonmen, Satellite Man. Yeah.
I mean, the theory behind
Whose idea was that?
The theory behind the Marsmen was that majority of them were like so good we wanted to like double highlight them. You know, there was a reason for doing it, but
right.
But that it's not a bad idea to revamp the concept. I just don't. Yeah, because I mean, the Marsmen are the Marsmen. Like you don't need to be on a Moon Man if you're a Marsman. You're getting
you're blowing past the moon.
Yeah, so maybe that's a good point. Speedy, you know, for all the reaching you've been doing tonight and in the last couple weeks and months and causing chaos, and you really brought a decent idea to the table. Because if we did that, let me look at it real quick.
The Moon Men dropping loads in outer space.
I kind of forgot about the Satellite Men too, so I guess you don't have to like expand the Moon Men that much because Satellite fits too.
Yeah, maybe we do take off the guys that are on, like the graduated to Mars. So let's see what that would look like. That's a good idea. Then I don't necessarily have to, and I still may replace some of these guys. Like maybe I still want to put Tony on the Satellite, and now there's another guy I want to pop up here. But Pitts is somebody that I'm tempted to move off to the Satellite Man, not because I don't like him, but because he's still recovering from his injury. There's some red flags. So, like, let's say I take Kyle Pitts off. I'm not saying it's going to be permanent, but let me just go ahead and where's Kyle Pitts?
Yeah. Can I ask you what don't you like about Brian Robinson?
Like, why is he not on the Moon Man list? Or just
no,
in general?
I'm not like
okay.
I'm not saying like he needs to be on the Moon Man. But I'm saying, like, there's always that, like, running back that's around, like, the 5 and 6 rounds that makes it in, like, the top 10.
The Moon Men,
you know,
dropping loads.
I feel like he could be, like, a satellite guy that's just, like, hiding there, you know. I mean, like, last year he had, like, just, like, 1 or 2 games that, he scored big, big not mean like 20 points,
Yeah.
Like he did decent rushing,
Yeah.
I think people were a little disappointed last year because he didn't quite show a ton of burst, but I mean the guy got shot last year too, so I kind of give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he's kind of a wait and see guy though. I like him.
He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars Man.
I just got a feeling like, he's out there in Washington
dropping and spinning aimlessly in space.
Antonio Gibson's just about the wheels about to fall off, and he's gonna get like all the balls and maybe some passes and stuff.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I just don't feel it with Gibson. I like him, but I'm not saying he's a bust or anything. I'm just not feeling like isolating him into a group of, players that are just, above and beyond. Like that's all. It doesn't mean that I don't see potential. Doesn't mean I don't, I don't like him. Hall's a Marsman, right? So I've got Hall. I got to take Hall off.
Marsman. I
got to take Hall off. Hold on. I'm trying to see what this would look like. I may not stick with what we're doing here, and because it's going to make me feel like these guys aren't getting highlighted. But I usually play both of them at the same time. I don't think we'll.
What if I made like a bold prediction? He makes like the top 10.
I mean, sure, go ahead. You should stick by your gut. Don't let me or anybody influence you into not, believing in somebody to that level. Okay, do I have everybody off? I think I do. Pollard's not.
He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars
Gibbs
man.
Hall, Bijan, Olave, Wilson.
Loads dropping and spinning aimlessly in space.
Fields. I think I got it. God, it just looks so thin though. Like without those guys on it, it's just. But I mean, maybe we have more.
I know.
It does make me feel a little bit like, I don't know. What do you guys think? What's the chat think? Do you think that we should be doing the 2 different tiers? I don't know. Just it feels so much different now. I don't know. But I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I have more room. I could definitely add. There's more room for activities.
It is like the guys that were on the Moon Man list that like performed last year. I guess it makes sense. I don't know. Like it seems kind of weird without Gibbs. Gibbs hasn't even. I mean, I know he's going to be good, but like I don't know. I almost feel like because he hasn't done anything yet. Like,
Thank you.
It's got to be a Moon Man and a Mars Man or something. I don't know.
One-on-one just became a member. Thank you. One-on-one. Yeah, I hear you. Hey boys, I gotta go. I'll figure this out tomorrow. But appreciate you both on the line, Travis, my man. Thank you for all you do. Interrupting Ian, appreciate you, but I'm gonna jump. I'm up and look at this draft so far. This is the Garrett Wilson draft. It went Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Travis Kelce, Bijan, McCaffrey, and Ian. Ian is on the clock. Hold on. I guess I'll wait for my pick. Who you going, Ian? It's not super flex, by the way. Yeah, sick nasty. I'm definitely gonna add Tyreek Hill. I'm definitely gonna add St. Brown to this list and beef up the Moon Man list a little bit if we do end up doing this. St. Brown will definitely be added, and I know he's getting drafted very high. But so is Garrett Wilson. But we did have Garrett Wilson on the list before he climbs. So, it's almost a victory at this point as long as he stays healthy and does good. But Sun God would definitely be avid. Okay, pals, I appreciate you. I'm going to jump. I'll see you all later.
All right. Thanks, Freddie.
Later,
Good
guys.
Night. Later.
All right, guys. Peace out. I'll see you tomorrow. Appreciate you. Deuces. Thank you, one of one, for becoming a member. Appreciate you. Come on, man. Pick up.
Please leave your message after the tone.
Hey man, it's Devontae Adams again. Call me back, bro.
In your eyes, the light that hit your eyes. Complete your lies.
Get breached.